Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be trying out the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation. We're going to see if it actually does live up to its name of having coverage. So hopefully this works out and I'll let you guys know how it goes in this wear test. I have the foundation in the shade Fair, and in comparison to my other foundations it's pretty close to a couple of the other ones that I've had. I have swatched it and I'm able to show you that right now. Okay, so this is my journal with all the foundations that I have currently, and so as you can see, the one that I'm trying right now, the LA Girl foundation, is very similar in range with a couple other foundations. This will just give you a good feel of where my shade is at. So to start, my skin right now is not in the best condition. Since it's winter now, it's colder, it's drier, and you can see here I have redness, and then also on my nose I have a pimple. So my face is going through something, but we're gonna see if this actually has coverage as it claims to be pro coverage. High definition. It does say it is illuminating, which I'm a little worried about because that would mean that I might look oily. I haven't looked at other reviews of this, so I don't really know much about what people think, but it does say it's medium to full coverage, so I hope it lives up to that claim because, guys, I need to cover this bad. Okay, so to start, I'm gonna go ahead and pump it out onto my candle lid as I always do. So to start, I guess I'll just do like 2 pumps or 2.5. Yeah, so I'm gonna do 2.5 pumps, and it is pretty liquidy. It's kind of thin, but the color match looks pretty okay. I'm gonna take my Eco Tool sponge that I recently started trying out, and we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna go ahead and spot this all over my face. Okay, it is very thin, so that makes me worried about the coverage that it's gonna give. Now that I look a little bit crazy, let's go ahead and get our sponge and blend it out. I look crazy, but based on how it looks in the mirror, definitely luminous. Like, come on guys, do I even need highlight? I look ridiculously crazy, but in terms of coverage, for sure I would give it medium coverage. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this luminous finish. I'm not really used to it because I tend to think that it makes me look oily, but maybe it's good to glow sometimes, you know? But I'm just gonna rub this foundation off my lips because I look ghostly. I don't know if you guys can tell how luminous it is, but it is very, very luminous. You can see that pimple still. This pimple is also still here, so I would say medium coverage. When I touch it, it definitely feels very wet. I will have to set it with powder because nothing will blend on this. It is too wet for me. It was easy to blend out because of how thin it was, but at the same time, because it was so thin, I worried a lot about the coverage. It still looks pretty decent. Like, if you're not trying to go like full coverage, I would say that this is good, and if your skin is dry especially, this would be great for you. For me, I just have combination skin, so with this luminous finish, it didn't work really well to my skin type. So I'm using the Coty Airspun Extra Translucent Setting Powder. Recently I've been using this one in replacement for my Laura Mercier because that one is pricey for a college girl. Now that I've set my face, it doesn't look bad. This pimple is shining through. This one is still popping. If you're looking for full coverage, this ain't it unless you have like bomb skin. Like I have pimples, so for me it was not working. Now I'm just gonna finish off the rest of my makeup and I'll see you guys at the end when I'm done. Hey guys, so I am back. I finished my makeup, just a simple everyday look. And right now it is currently 12:28, if you guys can see that. That is gonna be our check-in time for this foundation. So far what I can see is that earlier it was super dewy, but then I calmed it down with some setting powder, so it is looking matte right now. I do have a little bit of cracking around my nose, and I'll zoom you guys in to look at that in a second, but I always get that, and I always get like this cracking around my mouth, so it's not like something new that I've found. Other than that, everything else looks pretty normal. It looks like any other foundation that I've tried. And let me zoom you guys in now so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. So along my nose you can see there's a little bit of cracking there, and you can also see that the pimple on my nose, it's pretty prominent. And I also have some cracking around here, but I always get this, so it's not like too big of an issue for me. On my forehead, that's what it looks like. Pretty normal. Everything looks pretty much the same as any other foundation that I've tried. And I'll be back with you guys in a couple hours to get a checkup on how my makeup is doing and overall how the foundation wears. So stay tuned. Hey guys, it is currently exactly 5 p.m. and I am back again after about like 5 hours of wearing the foundation. All that I could tell really so far is that after I set it, it hasn't gotten like overly oily, but for sure I have seen like kind of a little bit of dewiness. Looking at myself right now, I don't look too bad. It pretty much just looks like any other foundation that I've had. In terms of the area around my mouth, it has like cracked, but it hasn't changed much since the beginning when I first applied it. I wouldn't say that much has happened. Once again, my forehead, it all looks relatively the same. I'll be right back again at around 8 o'clock to wrap up the wear test. Hey everyone, I am back again for the final check-in. It is currently 8:34, so that means that we hit the 8-hour mark of wearing the foundation. Looking at it, it looks just like it did in the morning. I don't think it really broke down from like what it was from before. If anything, I think it did a pretty good job. It didn't get too oily, although I must admit that I do see a little bit more like dewiness compared to some of the other like matte foundations that I've tried. However, I'm glad that they didn't market this foundation as matte, because it wasn't, but they were true to what they said about it being luminous. I would give it like medium coverage, and overall this is not a bad foundation. It matches pretty much. So I'm gonna wrap it up because I need to wash my face and get in bed, and that's pretty much all for this foundation test. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and always feel free to leave me suggestions or just like talk to me in the comments down below with whatever you want me to do next, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!